Episode 2. The quest for inheritance continues. In between episodes, I was double-checking some things with my first recording, the usual things. Game audio, brightness, whatever. Figured out that you can't actually just save and quit. When you try to do it, it automatically ends the day, I guess. Meaning I can't just, turn off for the night if I end an episode and I'm in the middle of a room like this. I would be forced to go back outside or something. If I really wanted to. I guess that's just another point in favor of maybe... Oh, I didn't see this before. Another point in favor of just ending the episode with each day ending. I guess what I could do, maybe like a fun little thing to do, if I had thought of it at the time, before I finished the first episode, would to be force myself to end the episode and end the day at the 1 hour mark. Just like call it a day even if I have, say, 32 steps remaining. Give myself a time limit as well as a step limit. That might not be the best thing to do though, because not every day is going to be so neatly tied into 1 hour, I guess. And in some episodes I might finish a day early and then only have 30 more minutes for the next episode, or for the next day or whatever. Then I'd have to call the next day super early or something. Whatever. We'll just have to keep this in mind is all I'm saying. Whenever I want to actually stop my recording session, I'd have to end some days early. Still continuing on day 1 though. We broke it open. Why not? We had the sledgehammer. Do we still have the sledgehammer? I guess we do. We just get it for free, huh? That's interesting because it incentivizes you to go back for any of these locked whatever things that might have been on the floor that you couldn't access before you got the sledgehammer. Don't think I missed any of these because I think the security room would have told us if I missed one. I wouldn't put it past myself to miss one just by walking around, and I completely missed it at the end of the last episode. But I don't think it gets past the security room. Got a pretty decent amount of gems. Let's continue making our way towards the antechamber. We could always use the door over there, using our 1 key, and we get a free reroll in this room, I think again, for like every door, at least once. But maybe we won't have to. It's locked. Damn it. Well, let's not use the key just yet. Damn it. I guess we're using the key. We're in the west wing, right? West wing. Right. Which is less likely to be locked. But we're also further north, so things are more likely to be locked, I guess. Or is it more likely to have need of a key card? Or was it both? Whatever. We need a key. And this one is most likely to get us towards the antechamber. So we're doing it. We have a guest bedroom, which is a dead end. The nursery, which is also a dead end and requires a gem. But whenever we draft a bedroom, we gain 5 steps. So that just means like any bedroom within the estate? The nursery is like a permanent buff or something? What's the reasoning behind this? Like, the nursery is a place where people grow up in, right? Where children start out their lives. So that means whenever you're drafting a bedroom, like, for the future or something, it's planning ahead or something like that. I don't know. It just feels right. That the nursery gives you some bonus for planning ahead or whatever. I guess. But I think I'm gonna go for the nook. Just to get the key back, and it's the only one that lets us keep moving towards the back. Even if it is further to the west and potentially towards the dead end. The decor is questionable. most of the yard is in this estate. Nook, a snug corner reading room which serves as a quiet, private place for guests to spend a few hours of their afternoon away from the hustle and bustle of the staff. Guests only, I guess. But it'd be pretty hard for the staff to move around with an almost linear layout. There's like no staff corridor or whatever. Well, maybe along the entrance hall all the way to the back, there's a very long staff corridor or something, and I just didn't see it. Obviously it's randomized, but it's still possible that that could be the case technically. A journey noteworthy. As you continue on your adventure, you may want to consider getting something to scribble down your notes and observations. A pad, scrap of paper, or perhaps most fittingly, a journal, will prove to be an invaluable tool you will not regret having beside you on your journey. What is this? Why is beside different? It's like lowercase and the rest is uppercase, a different font even. Is there any meaning to this? And are they talking about like a literal notepad? I mean, I have a pen and paper always with me whenever I'm recording, just for general notes, but I don't want to put down puzzle notes on there unless I really have to. Is the journal an item that we can get? I haven't really found anything that's really noteworthy. I mean, except for maybe like in that last room there was a 10 on the artwork. Maybe there's a lot of things like that that'll be necessary for puzzles or something. We've gotten like, well, there are like 3 flavors of puzzle so far that I'm imagining. The first one is just this, the whole roguelite drafting rooms puzzle thing. I guess that's the main game or whatever. And then there's the second type of puzzle like the parlor, which is just like a little challenge or whatever. I'm sure there are more of those that are just lying around. And the third puzzle is just, in general, everything going on here. There's like things. There are numbers, at least I think I saw a couple of numbers. There was that one note in the pantry about like the math, whatever, with the apples and all that. I don't really know how to classify that puzzle until we actually have to work with it, but I'm pretty sure that's a type of puzzle that exists in this game that we just haven't run into yet. Not properly. And then I guess there's this stuff, like the car keys, which probably has something to do with the outside. I guess that might be a fourth type of puzzle, or it could just be part of the first type of puzzle that I already mentioned with the whole room stuff. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just all puzzles. Give me the key. Alright. Next room. I guess. There's also a lot of these things around, aren't there? The chess pieces. Do I have to note those down? Do I have to note down the paintings of the clocks and the ties? It's locked. Damn it. We're kind of faced with a pretty difficult choice here. To continue this way, which could be just kind of digging us a hole, because we needed to go further this way and then further back to the right, or at least up and to the right here, if we want to continue down this path. It might be a better option to use the key over here in the drawing room. One, because it's closer to the center and thus more likely to have us have more chances to build towards the antechamber. And we can also re-roll. We can redraw or whatever. Maybe I'll do that. This one just seems risky, with only one key, I guess. And we've got 31 steps. We're pretty close to the antechamber, right? If this doesn't work out, then our only option is to like go backwards towards one of these other doors that doesn't Well, this one's locked and this one's locked. I'd have to go all the way back here to open a new door and maybe try for a new key or something. And then even further back over all the way to the entrance hall. How many steps is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If I want to go all the way back to the hall and back to the nook, that'd be 22 steps. I think it's best if we maybe use our key in the drafting room, or the drawing room. We got all these gems and all these coins, but they don't help us. We need keys. Alright. We can redraw. Oh wait, what? Hang on. The locksmiths? Keys for sale? Well, don't mind if I do. I think this is what we need, right? I mean, it's actually a hard choice. The chapel does build us where we want to go. It's like in a prime position to get us closer to the antechamber with like a lot of choices. Because if we go into the room north of the theoretical chapel in this layout, it could lead us north towards the antechamber. It could also lead us west, which also could lead us towards the antechamber. And it could also lead us to the east, which is not ideal, but still has the chance of leading towards the antechamber. Locksmith is a dead end. So we would only have the nook to rely upon. Or we'd have to go back to security and hope we can go all the way north. It's a tough choice, actually. But we need keys, don't we? Everything to the north is more likely to be locked. I think we're dead in the water if we don't have keys. We can't just rely on luck, right? Well, even if we get the keys, we do have to rely on luck for doors to be going where we want them to. But if we get a choice of 3 rooms every time, I feel like we're more likely to get something that builds to the north from the nook out of the 3 rooms. More likely than we are to get a unlocked door leading to the north, or whatever. Let's go for the locksmith. It costs a gem just to open up the locksmith. And it costs even more to actually buy the keys, right? So it's a shop, and I was wondering, would there actually be any staff here? For, like, the shops? Doesn't look like it. What a place to put the locksmith, huh? Well, these are way better than anything drawn in the drawing room. I mean, the horses are fine, I guess. But look at this. I like this way more. And this little stage, it's just more interesting than any of the subjects over there. Except for you, Mr. Herbert Sinclair. You're always the most wonderful subject, I'm sure. So yeah, we're just going by the honor system, I guess. Buying these for special key. Lockpick kit? You know, I thought we had a lot of coins, but I guess it's not as much as I thought. In the end, I just needed to use the key. Yeah. I just needed to use the key over in the nook, rather than spending it on the locksmith and losing a diamond and spending coins for 1 key. I'm just back where I started. If I had more keys, or rather more coins, just 4 more, then I could get 3 keys and that might like coast us all the way to the end. Do I want to go back for keys? Like try rolling on security or something? I feel like we might be dead in the water if I only get 1 key and just go for luck on the nook. In for a penny, in for a pound, I guess. I'm interested in this special key, though. And the lockpick kit. But somehow I don't think the lockpick kit is a free pass for any normal key door. Well, obviously, because 3 keys cost more than the lockpick kit. Maybe the lockpick kit is for those things that we smashed open with the sledgehammer? The padlocks? Hard to say. Alright, so we're gonna spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. 5 steps to go back to security, which I hope was unlocked, I don't remember. And maybe we can get more coins or something. No, maybe this is just the most efficient use of our steps. We go back to security, and if there's something good behind that door, we can go back here, to the locksmith or the nook or whatever. If not, we continue back to the entrance hall and try our luck on these other 2 doors. Not going too far deep into them, even if we can. Just try to see if we can get some quick resources, then spend 11 more steps or whatever how many, to head back to the smith and the nook. Hopefully we can regain some steps along the way. Haven't fully massed this out, but 11 steps back and 11 steps forward should be enough if we get something back from one of these rooms. So, alright, there's a lot of steps here, I guess. What we need are coins, though. 4 items? They don't tell us. Right. We have to. I was gonna look at the security thing to see... I don't know. Just check it. But we already know that the security thing doesn't tell us about rooms that are still, well, Schrodinger's rooms. We don't know whether they are walk-in closets or not. What is this, though? Spread diamonds in each green room? Does that mean... what does it mean, spread? Doesn't just mean that they're around, right? Just like... I'm going to assume it means... Like each green room we generate after this is going to have more diamonds or something? Maybe? Or even every green room retroactively gets more diamonds? This also does let us build towards the north, which maybe we want. We could do this and get another room which is potentially like another walk-in closet. And the walk-in closet doesn't guarantee that we get 4 coins. But if it's not coins, then I guess it'll be either gems or keys. Tough choice. We'll do this. Oh, there she is again. That's, Simon's mom, right? Simon, right? Simon Jones. His name isn't Sinclair. I also saw that in my recording. Oh, I guess they are gems, and a key card. Go figure. Oh, we did get a key, though. Alright, was this one key? And maybe... another key from the locksmith? We might be okay with just 2 keys getting all the way to the antechamber. Like if this door is locked, we can go here, and if the next door is locked, we can go here. But then there are like 2 more connections or something. Did we get 4 items? We got 1 key, 1 card key, which apparently isn't a currency, it's... oh, it's just for all doors. This doesn't go away, like the sledgehammer. Interesting. Actually, first of all this. The stylish and smart clothes in this generously sized closet belonged to the former mistress of the estate, Lady S. Epson. Though the small dressing room has not been used in many years, it is nevertheless kept up and preserved in the state you now find it. Nice place. Nice shoes. Like those sandals. And... do I need to note that down in my journal? some sand. Alright, guess that's it. Now we need to decide. Do we want to continue back towards the entrance hall, maybe get some resources or something from the left and right side? I feel like it's a risk. But if we find a dead end over here, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps, or 7 even, we'll only have... how much is that? 16 steps remaining? Which is enough to get back to the hallway, just barely. But then to get back to the nook... I don't know. We'd really need like a bedroom in one door and resources in the other for whatever theoretical dead end we reach. Let us gamble on this. I'm beginning to understand why this works the way it works. At first it seemed like the keycard system was something that we only want to be on low, because then we wouldn't run into one of these locked keycard doors. But now that we have the keycard that apparently works on all doors, we want to only run into those doors. What does this do? I guess it only works if we unlock all of these doors without needing the keycard, if we turn off the power to the estate, like an alternate way to unlock the doors. It doesn't matter. We'll just keep it as the recommended setting or something. Alright, hopefully that retroactively makes all... Huh. Our pants were all purple or something. Weird. Yeah, just in this one position. How funny. Yeah, hopefully this makes all future doors become keycard doors or something, if we're lucky. And if we're not, we've got at least 2 keys that we can buy. I'm really banking on us not needing to go back to the entrance hall. In fact, it might become almost impossible right around now. It's going to be like more than 11 steps once we get over here to get back to the entrance hall. And then we'd have to go into the new room to even get anything else. Alright, good. The kitchen does let us go through towards the north. It's kind of our only option, so we're going to do that. They've also got food. We can't really buy because we spent our money on a key, which maybe was a bad idea. We'll see. What's this? A new currency? 1 star or something for each time you've drafted the observatory? What are stars? Interesting. Oh, you can also view the inventory from here. Well, we're going to go further north. Oh, and you can actually see, like... I was wondering about this. If the room does actually, like, reach all the way to the west or east, then maybe they change the room a little bit so you can see outside. Good. I like that. It's kind of the first time we were all the way to the far west. Well, I guess the walk-in closet would have been another one where we could have seen, like, a window, but maybe only some rooms. Maybe this would just be, like, a window to a sheer wall or something, if this kitchen was just in the middle of the estate or something. Or maybe the kitchen only spawns on one side. There could be like special rules like that we haven't learned yet. We can actually see that it's almost nighttime now, or it is nighttime. Probably because our step counter is almost done. And here's the shop. They've got a menu, and it turns out bananas are 3 steps. Club sandwiches are 15 steps. We could have afforded this if we didn't spend money on that 1 key. and bacon and eggs, plus 10 steps, and add morning room to today's draft pool. I guess the morning room is worth 5 steps or something, if we're equating 8 coins to 8 coins. Do we want to spend money on a banana? Maybe if we really have to go back to the entrance hall, this will save us. For now, let's just hang on to the coins, I guess. Anything for free in the fridge? I guess not. Is water... I guess I shut off the water. That's gotta be used for something, right? It's not just like a walking simulator game, interactable thing that does nothing, as you usually have sometimes. Well, this shop, or this room was only a shop, so didn't advertise any items. I guess we don't have to look around. A standard kitchenette, with all the typical amenities. A stove, refrigerator, oven, and sink. This gallery is where the cooking staff prepares the daily cuisine that will later be served in the dining room, wherever that is. Maybe it's behind this door. It would make sense for the dining room to be right next to the kitchen, but somehow I doubt it. And luckily this place isn't locked. Well, this helps us. It gives us 2 options to get towards the antechamber, and it's also not a dead end. We're doing that. Actually, I guess Simon hasn't gone to the bathroom yet, has he? Not since I started playing. Maybe he really needed that lavatory. Sorry, Simon. The West Wing Hall. The West Wing of the estate has been closed since the death of Lady Epson. It is unsurprising, therefore, that this hallway in its neglected state features boarded windows and dust, smothered furniture. It's interesting that it's specifically the West Wing Hall. I guess it only spawns in the West Wing. It makes sense because of the shape, I guess. Because it, builds back towards the right, where you need to go if you're in the West Wing. And also to the north. And it seems like there's also some kind of lore attached to the West Wing with Lady Epson. Even though we found her walk-in closet all the way on the east side, strangely enough. The music's kinda changed. A little bit. I was trying to mess with the settings to turn up the music in comparison to the rest of the stuff, but there's only this one slider. I guess I don't have to worry about voice dialogue or something cutting in being louder than the music. Guess I can just turn up the music in general. It's kind of risky to use 2 of our gems. But this does let us get 2 opportunities to build towards the antechamber. Chapel only gives us 1 and takes away our coins. If you run out of coins, can you still enter the chapel? Maybe. Maybe you just pass through with 0 coins or something. We'll do it. The passageway. What a creepy passageway. Well, well, well. Looks like we got a keycard door. A long, cramped series of unfinished passages, used primarily by the servant staff to traverse the estate quickly. Where do we want to go first? If we click on this door, and it's not locked, we have to draft into it. But I guess we don't have to step into it. I am curious about this, though. Oh, we do have to draft, though. None of these go into the antechamber. I don't know what I was expecting, because the antechamber is completely sealed on all sides. Even if there was like a door going to the right, it could just be like the south side of the passageway that we're in now. It's just like a brick wall on one side or something, and we can't get into the antechamber. We did read that one note about how the antechamber was supposed to be currently open or something. That's some kind of lever or something opened up there. Opportunity to earn and spread coin. I guess that means spread coins throughout the house and also earn it within the room itself. The closet just has 2 items, but the laboratory has experimental house features. And it's the only other mechanical room that we've encountered other than security. If we're going through this special door, I guess we should make it the laboratory, right? We'll spend our last gem on that. Now we don't have to step in just yet, but maybe we want to. If we get like a choice of rooms here and one of them requires a gem or something. Yeah. If we want to get into the antechamber and we maybe need like a special room to do so, it'll almost certainly require a gem, so maybe we want to explore around here and maybe find a gem or something, if we can. What was that one note that we read? I didn't really read that again after looking back on my recording for the first episode. That whole thing about how the antechamber had some kind of switch or something that opens up the rooms or whatever. Anything else of note here? Guess not. Alright. Let's see about this mysterious laboratory. In the very back of the Mount Holly estate. Rank 9. A fully staffed research facility, furnished with all manner of scientific equipment and measurement devices. This home laboratory provides a controlled environment in a remote location, far from prying eyes and traditional safety regulations. We love that, don't we? We hate safety regulations. Look at this. This looks completely unsafe, this chart. I typically work over at Cinco Labs, but got sent over here for a month to assist more with the new turbine tests. I think I need some help. For the past 3 days, I've been unable to find a laboratory on the estate. No wonder. Today was the first success on that front. Can anyone tell me if this is typical, and if so, how do you get any work done? Before I arrived, I was briefed on the way the doors work, but I must admit, I did not expect to be excluded from my new workstation for the first week. Any tips from my fellow technicians would be appreciated. Kimberly Thompson. You're smart, you'll figure it out. Or she didn't. So what are these experimental features anyway? Heating and cooling curves. H2O melting point at 0.1, what was this again? Parts per trillion? Something like that? I don't remember. To 0.5 ppt. The melting point is at 0 degrees Celsius, like water. Is this just water? No, it is water. It does say H2O right there. No, wait, PBT was pressure, wasn't it? Yeah. Pressure... What was PBT? Pressure per... No, that's not it. Wasn't there a different SI unit for pressure, like ATM or... I don't remember. Anyway, above the melting point we've got complete thaw, and then room temp, which I guess, by their definition, is 20 degrees Celsius. My comfortable room temp is more like 25, probably 27, but I guess no one would really agree with me on that. Test 205 at atmospheric pressure 93 kilopascals in Mount Holly freezer. Lab technician Randolph M. This seems like it's important. If I were playing normally, I would take a picture of this, but I've got the recording, right? I can't access the recording until I'm done with the actual episode, but I'm sure I'll do something with that information in the recording, or for myself at a later point in time, if I don't remember it outright. That would be part of what I would classify puzzle number 3, I guess. Puzzle type 3. I guess puzzle type 3 could be the same as puzzle type 2, like the parlor game, just like extended across a bunch of rooms. But type 2 is like more concrete. It's way more in your face about how to do the puzzle. This machine requires additional power piped in from the boiler room. Great. We don't have the boiler room. Yeah, that figures. Put that back down. You don't want your fuse box or whatever to be switched on when you turn on the mains or whatever. Just make sure everything's in the off position first. The periodic table of elements is looking different from how I remember. 3, 8, 12, just a bunch of numbers where the elements should be, and then an arrow pointing to the left. I got it on camera, I guess. I guess my video is basically the journal that they suggested that I keep. It's a video journal of the 21st century. We don't need pen and paper, we've got cameras. Effective immediately electronic mail can only be accessed via the security terminal. This one right here. We don't have the password still. I think it's still 12 whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. I don't know if the password works both in the security room and this computer and everywhere else. If it's a network, then it should just be like one set of credentials, maybe. Alright. The experiment. In the laboratory, you are free to experiment by testing and combining different mechanics to create an original and unique house feature that will last until the end of the day. That's nice and all, but we're almost at the end of the day already. Research logs. No experiments found. Research logs will be available the day after an experiment has been performed. Okay. So I guess there's some, like, again, the whole roguelite thing. Well, I guess we can, like, do something today and hope that we get to the laboratory tomorrow, or hopefully the logs will be available even the day after tomorrow and even further, so we can just get some information on how this works. There are no current experiments in progress. Nothing to pause. Alright, just one thing to do. Choose a cause from column A and an effect from column B. Oh, how fun. We got immediately, when you draft a red room, lose 5 steps and then. Okay, so there's a cost to this one. Or when you draft a hallway from another hallway. We kind of did that already. It would have been nice if we got this before the laboratory. So I don't think we'll do that again. So yeah, it seems like immediately is for free, basically. There's no cost. There's no condition that you have to trigger, or a currency that you have to pay, but it only triggers one time, and these other ones can trigger multiple times, thus balancing the column A mechanic. And then column B, add a small chest to the entrance hall. Okay, that's great and all, but we can't exactly trigger the entrance hall, or get back to it with 11 steps. There's no way. Add 3 aquariums to today's draft pool, or gain 1 key for every 2 hallways in your house. That might be helpful, if we run into any more key doors, I guess. We only have... Can we leave? Okay. And we can just go back, right? Yeah. We've got four hallways. If either one of these drafts into a hallway, we could trigger the other one. Or if both of them draft into the hallway, we could get like two things, or something. But they would need to be hallways. It's a gamble. We could immediately get 2 keys for a total of 3 keys. This is almost useless to us. And we don't know what aquariums do, but apparently it's good. If it's like, well, if the rest of these things are anything to go by. Aquariums. Do we want an aquarium? Do we want keys? We don't want a test. We just want to get into the antechamber. And since we're all the way to the north, there's a decent chance that we'll need a key on any of these other doors. We have 1 more, but maybe we just want 4 more keys, or 2 more keys, or whatever. But we could gamble. Let's gamble. Maybe we'll get another hallway. After approval, this experiment feature will remain active for the rest of the day. And then there's a thing where you can see the experiment results from previous days. Don't know how that like retains in future days or whatever. Maybe it'll be useful. We'll see. We gambled. Alright, so what do we want to do now? Shit. Wait, hang on. Maybe that was a stupid move. Can I change that rule? We can't. It's stupid because I just remembered this is a keycard door. I could freely open it, but I only get the bonus if I draft a hallway from a hallway, so I'd have to go all the way back here, wasting some steps just to draft into this room, which might not be a hallway. And this one opens for free. And this one might require a key. Kinda wish I clicked on it, but then I would have had to draft it if I don't know. This gamble might not pay off. Do I want to use my keycard immediately? Decisions. Oh, hang on. Before we leave the room. I see, okay. I thought I would have to save this for later, like with some melting point of water or something. But no, it's sequential. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. With no breaks in between, and 12 is the amount of letters in our password. Maybe I do actually need to take a photo though, just to solve this right now. Getting out my phone camera. And got it. Don't know if this arrow to the left means anything. Maybe the order of the letters that we input to the password. Alright, I guess I will use the pen and paper just to write down this password. Normally save this just for video notes, but this one shouldn't be too verbose. 1 is 6 from over there. Oh, that's actually 2 letters. EU. That is PU, right? Yeah, I guess it is. And 2 is over there. That would be S? Yeah. 3 is right there, it's H. 4 is TH. Maybe we only take like the first letter? Because there are 12 of them, so I feel like we can only use 1 letter for each. Where was I? 5 is kind of in a weird place. 5, 6, 7. That's RE. Eight is F. 9 is TE. 10 is RN. 11 is I. And 12 is neon. PSHTRFTRIN. If we're just using the first letters. But there's also the arrow pointing to the left. We can try it forwards and backwards. I did get all these right? Think so. This would be what I consider puzzle type number 2. Just kind of immediately available, I guess. Even though I previously called this puzzle type 3, I guess they're just the same type of puzzle in the end. Alright, forwards first. This is going to take a while. Then S. Then H. Then T. Then R, I guess. Then F. T again. R. This is one of those auto-generated passwords, I guess. The kind that is super secure, even though there are no numbers. Then N. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What did I... Oh, I skipped... Saw one R and then I skipped to the other R. PSHTR F T RIN. Wait, did I? I did something wrong. Great, I wasted even more time. What I actually messed up with writing down the note. How embarrassing. Here. Get back my photo. Looking at number 8. 8 was R as I expected. No, wait. I see. 8 was F. So where did I mess up? Let's look at number 4. That is TH. Number 5 was that one, RE. And then 6. Yeah, I skipped 6. That's where I messed up. So in between my notes here, number 6 should be EU, I guess. Yeah, 7's across. And then 7 was another thing I missed. EA. And then 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Those should all be right. F, T, E, R, N, I, neon. Yeah. Okay. Little hiccup. Bit of a waste of time. Great, we gotta do this again. It's my own fault. Do we have to do this every time? I'm looking between my notes and the screen, so I'm gonna miss if I scroll right over the letter sometimes. Then E, and P, F, T, R, I, and N. Hopefully this works. Submit. It's incorrect. Okay. I had a feeling that might be the case because of that arrow pointing to the left. So we'll try it backwards. I guess. 12 to 1. If this doesn't work, then maybe I just wrote down the letters wrong. But I might have to give up here. There's always a chance that's just not the password. But with 12 things, 1 through 10 or 1 through 12, with no breaks in between, I feel like it has to be. No, I'm going left to right again. Oops. I-R T F P B R T H S and P. And that's all of them. Just double checking that I entered down what I actually wrote down, even if what I wrote down was incorrect. HSP, yep, tried. It was wrong. Great. All that time wasted. I was so sure this was going to be, I don't know, correct. One last check. Just making sure that I got the letters down right. What a waste of time this has been. Three is H. 8 is F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yep. 12 is N. 2 is S. 9 is TE. Yeah. 10 is RN. 11 is I. 5 is... yeah, that's 7 across. RE. Yep, got that down. 6 is EU. Got that. 1 is PU. Yep. 4 is TH and 7 is PA. 5, 6, 7, yeah. Well, maybe there's something to do with, I don't know, the smaller letters? But there were only 12 characters accepted in the password. I got nothing with this. Does it spell out anything like sensible in English? Oh, I see. Okay. It was a lot easier than I thought. Okay. That's embarrassing. It wasn't the password. I guess I was misled by the fact that there were 12. But yeah, we do use the small letters, and it is just English left to right. P-U-S-H-T-H-R-E-E-U. Not F. P-A-F-T-E-R-N-I-N-E. Push 3 up after 9. And the arrow isn't meaning you read right to left or whatever. It's pointing over here. We push 3 up after 9. Oops. Guess it wasn't the password after all. Well, at least we solved it. Kind of. We just need the boiler room. Do we want to open this with our keycard, or... It might be more interesting to open this up with the special door. 1, because it's free, and 2, because it might like lead into another mechanical room or something, which might be more interesting. We've got the keycard, so we should use it, right? We don't have to trigger the special effect, just by triggering, maybe, building a hallway from this west wing. If we really want to trigger it, we can try doing it from the passageway. Maybe. We'll see. We got the bunk room, which counts as 2 bedrooms, but that doesn't seem to give us anything. It's just like 4 other rooms, I guess. Then the nursery, which gives us more steps whenever we draft another bedroom. What are our chances of drafting more bedrooms, right? And then this thing, stars. We don't get stars, like, we don't get to keep them. They just go away, like the rest of the currency after the day, right? Let's just draft it. We have no gems, right. Bunk room it is. Well, it's kind of a waste of steps, because there's nothing inside, but let's walk in. Oh nice, there's a window going outside. I like that little detail. These randomized rooms still have some element of being natural, I guess. Camp Colonel, huh? Oh, and there were actually things inside that weren't advertised. Nice. Ah. Free him. He's all alone here. I guess he seems fine. I guess the staff still, like, restocks everything. There's still, like, food around that isn't rotting. And I guess we saw that dog bowl inside the kitchen. So I guess he's fine here. He's got his water. He's got his wheel. He's got his bunk bed, I guess. He's fine. Very old school style of what a children's bedroom is like. It's probably a relic of an age past. As evidenced by the old... What is this? What console is this? Like the generation before NES. I guess. The rustic wooden stacked bunk beds evoke the enticing promise of campfire stories and childhood adventures. This bedroom served as pillow fort and bedroom to the young Sinclair boys, and has remained faithfully unchanged over the years. It's unusual, and it counts as 2 bedrooms and 2 dead ends, strangely enough. How funny. Well, that's all there is in here. I guess it's a pretty decent place to end the episode. We'll just sit our butt down on this little bunk right here. Even if it seems maybe a little bit claustrophobic being inside a kid's room where everything is too tiny, it at least seems like a decent place to, I don't know, lie down for a little bit. Maybe Simon can play this game while he's waiting for me to start the next episode. Now would be a good time to take a break.